A ratio is what? A ratio is a mathematical number calculated as reference. How many types of ratios are there? What exactly the advantages of ratios are? For a long-term financial positions, we need solvency ratio. Now in liquidity ratio, there are two formulas. One is current ratio. Another we have is called quick ratio. Hello everybody, a warm welcome to one and all. I'm Abhilash Chandra from the Department of Commerce and Management in Vidyashram First Grade College, the Temple of Excellence. Welcome to all the students for the first session here of the ratio analysis. Now let me tell you, after analysis of financial statement, we have a chapter that is called the ratio analysis. Now this chapter is a very important chapter because you'll be getting a 15 marks question or you will get a 10 marks question. But sometimes what has happened is you have got both the part A as well as the part B, that is 15 marks as well as a 10 marks question. So 25 marks is what this chapter contains. Now what exactly this chapter is all about? Ratio analysis. So we have done financial analysis, then we have gone with so many other things. Why ratio analysis is very important? If you ask me a question, then my answer is this. The simplest of the simplest form of representing anything, that is what is ratio analysis. Say example, I'll just go with it. I'll give an introduction for you first. That is the meaning here. Now, what exactly the meaning is, we will go with the next one, but let's understand what is this ratio analysis all about and what is ratio all about. Whenever we go with the ratio, we go with two kind of things and we differentiate that what is better and what exactly it is. That means that magnitude. We compare two of the items and then we actually go with it. What exactly is better than the other? That is what the ratio is all about. And here 1:2, 2:1. In what form is it? It's a mathematical form where fraction is there, right? 1/2 is what? 1:2. So those are the ratios here. Now understand. A ratio is what? A ratio is a mathematical number calculated as reference. Calculated as what? Reference. So this is what the reference is. To the relationship of two or more numbers. Whenever you have two or more numbers, what is that relationship each number have for themselves and can express as a fraction, promotion, percentage and a number of times. That means the n number of times is what it is. That times 2 times, 3 times, 4 times. That is what is represented, is called ratio. So I'll repeat once again here. A ratio is what? A mathematical number which is calculated as a reference to the relationship of two or more numbers and it can be expressed as fractions. See, we have 1:2, 1 divided by 2. How will you actually go with the ratios of the fractions? So this is what is called ratio. And the next part here is, when we studied about the analysis of financial statement, we went with the method of analyzing the financial statement. The first method was comparative statement. Then we went with common size statement and later we went with one more called trend analysis. After those three, if we go with it, we have three more, that is cash flow statement, fund flow statement and ratio analysis. So this ratio analysis is also what? The method of analyzing the financial statement. That's why it is a tool used for the financial statement of the business. So let's go with the next one. Now when we go with the ratio analysis, how many types of ratios are there? What exactly the advantages of ratios are? Now when we go with this advantages of ratio analysis, please understand, let's go with an example here. You people have gone for blood test, isn't it? Now when you have gone for a blood test or any kind of a test in the hospital people will actually give you a paper. Now what exactly the paper is? We call that paper as a report, isn't it? Now understand, let's go with this example. Now you got a report. That is your blood report. Now what usually happens is they'll actually give you what exactly the percentage, all these they'll actually give it to you. Now as a common man, we will not be able to understand what exactly those terms are. That usage of the terms you will definitely not know. Say they'll go with hemoglobin, they'll go with so many other things. Now here they'll have some statement, that is how much you people have, right now, say 11%, 12%, 13%. Now, the minute we get to know those kind of a percentage, whether it is in millimeter or milligram or any kind of a percentage also, we'll not be able to know. Now, only when a doctor comes and tells us, okay, whether we are good or we are bad, until that, we will not know. Ratio analysis is also done in the report. Just after the headings here and the percentage what they have given, here they'll give you something called average. And they'll give you two comparative statements. What exactly? From 4 to 6, it is normal. From 7.2% to 9.6%, it is normal. Now what happens? Just say example here, 7.2 and 9.6. Now yours is 8.8. Now that means what? This particular thing, it is proper. So this is what the ratio analysis is. That means here they'll go with comparison. They'll go with a kind of two or the more numbers here. That is what the advantages of ratio analysis is. That means it will make simplification. It will make what? Simplification for us to know that what exactly it is. The same way when we go with business also. Understand the business terms here. To prepare something and to show to the public, what we usually do is we go with the balance sheet, we'll go with profit and loss account, we go with financial statements, isn't it? Now, for a person who is not a commerce student, who doesn't know anything about it, there are n number of people who are a commerce student, they don't know how to go with financial statement, balance sheet and profit and loss account. So, if we simplify it, because here when you go with financial statements, probably it runs with 30 to 40 pages. Now, the 30 to 40 pages, to analyze it, it is very, very difficult. You need to be a CA or you need to be a person who knows finance like properly. Your strength is finance. But those 30 to 40 pages, can we represent very simple form? Yes, we can represent. What exactly the representation is? Go with ratio analysis. That means you need to use formulas to find whether the company is in a profitable or the company is not in a profitable. Which are the items which are good, which are the items which is not good. So that means what? Here, this is what the advantage of ratio analysis is. That is the first one. Simplifies financial statement. It simplifies financial statement. Second is facilitates inter-firm comparison. So what exactly see here also, the blood report, comparison is done. The same way in financial statement also, comparison is also done in the ratio analysis. Next, it helps or it is helpful in comparative analysis. Comparative analysis, we always use a ratio analysis, that is, say 3% or 4% or 5%, there is a growth, efficiency is there. Now, how will we understand? In financial statement, we'll never have those kind of a thing, but in ratio, it can be represented even in percentages, isn't it? So that is where it is helpful for us to compare the financial statements. Next is helps in planning. Now, all the targets which is set by the company is through ratio analysis. That is, say, we need to increase our production 3 times. We need to increase our production 5 times. That 3 times and 5 times, how is that we got to know? It is only through ratio analysis. That's why understand the basic here. When we go back here, that is the ratio is what? A mathematical number. That is what? Expressed in fraction, promotion, percentage and the number of times. That is what we get to know about ratio analysis, and it will help us for planning in future. So what is the limitations of ratio analysis? Yes, if you have a boon, you will definitely have a bane. So what is the limitations here is, first one, reliability linked with accounting data. There is what? Lack of reliability which is linked in accounting data. Second is price level changes. Always what happens is, whenever it's constant, we can do something. But whenever there is a volatility, ratio analysis, you will not get accuracy because there is always a volatility. Not free from bias, that is lack of universally accepted standards. Now, in ratio analysis, we don't have universally accepted standards. So, whoever wants to go with, they change the ratio analysis the way they really want it, because you don't have a universally accepted standards in ratio analysis. So say the way we calculate in India is totally different from the way the other countries will actually go with the calculation. So let's go with the types of ratio. Now we got to know the advantage of ratio, but let me tell you, advantages are more, limitations are less. And when we go with the types, we have first type of ratio is called liquidity ratio. What is it? Liquidity ratio. What does the word liquidity means? It keeps on flowing, right? So it is liquidity, flow. Now here understand why it is used is to know the position of a business. Why we need liquidity ratio? It is only to know, to understand the position of the business, what exactly the business is all about. Second is solvency ratio. Now, for a long-term finance, for a long-term financial positions, we need solvency ratio. That means liquidity ratio is what? For current. Liquidity ratio is what? For current. And solvency is for what? Long-term. It is for long-term. So, hope you people will remember this. Liquidity, current, and solvency is for long term. We have two more, that is efficiency is there. The next one is what? We have efficiency ratio and profitability ratio. Now we also should understand the efficiency, right? Now efficiency ratio, why it is used is for studying the activities and the efficiency of the business. Will it stand or will it go out of the market? Is it really doing good or it is not doing good? The standard is maintained or the standard is not maintained. That is what we call it as efficiency of the business. We need to understand. For a long term, we should always focus on efficiency. Next is profitability ratio. Now the word itself says what? Profitability. So what type of business it is, in the sense what type of calculation we are supposed to go, that is for measuring the profitability of the business. So there are four things. One is current, that is called liquidity. Second is the long term, that is called solvency. Then we need to know about the efficiency, and the last one is the profitability. So we go with four types of ratios. Now let me go with the question now. The same questions which I'll be taking from the exam corner only. So let's go with the question. But before that, we need to understand the formulas. So today I have taken the liquidity ratio as an example for you people, where I'll teach you what is liquidity ratio. Now liquidity ratio is all about the current, in the sense what exactly the company is facing. Now here when we go with it, now I have given an example, isn't it? That is, we went with liquidity ratio. Why it is used? For the financial position of a business right now, where exactly the business is, correct? So we'll go with liquidity ratio. Now in liquidity ratio, there are two formulas. One is current ratio. Another we have is called quick ratio. There are how many formulas? Two formulas. Current ratio, another is quick ratio. Now students, I'll tell you, we have something called this Abhilash Chandra tricks to remember it. Now none of you people know what is current ratio, what is quick ratio. In this ratio analysis, probably you will have 25 to 30 formulas. How many? 25 to 30 formulas. Remembering those formulas is very, very difficult. You need to mug up. But let me tell you here, in Vidyashram, we don't go with mugging up. Let's understand. And when we understand, we don't need to remember. And when we remember, what usually happens is we forget. So if you understand, you will never forget. That is what the combination is. And we go with something called ACT, that is called Abhilash Chandra tricks. To remember, no, it is to understand the formula. Let's go with this. Quick ratio and we have current ratio. There are two ratios here. Now what is this current ratio? The minute you get this word current ratio, that means something should be there which is current, which should be current. Now in our financial statements, the financial analysis, what we have done is, the way the current comes is of two. That is, one is assets, another is liability, isn't it? Only there you have current assets or you have current liabilities. Now understand how to understand the concept here and to remember the concept also, I'll tell you. Whenever we need to know that how is the financial position of a business, we need to know how much current assets we have and how much current liabilities we are supposed to go with. So the formula here is, you go with this Ratio is all about the fractions, isn't it? So you go with this numerator and denominator. Both the ways you write here current. Current. Here also go with current. Done. Now we have, this is T. So let's write it properly. So we have this as T, current. Let's select the pen. Current. Now both the numerator, denominator have written current and current. We know that there are something called, whenever we go with financial position, we need to know something about assets and the liability. Now, A for asset, L for liability. Now, in the English alphabets, if you go with it, A, B, C, D, which will come first? A will come first or L will come first? So, A will come first, so write it here. Current assets divided by, now L, liability. Liabilities. Done. So this is how you will actually remember the formula, but let me tell you how to understand the formula. Whenever in ratio analysis they ask you something, the word itself says the answer here. Now current ratio, now we should have a ratio, that's why it is a numerator denominator combination. Now here in current we have something called two of the things. One is current asset, another is liability. Assets over liability, that is what the formula is. So liquidity we have one, that is current ratio, and the current ratio formula is what? Current asset divided by current liability. Simple. That is how you are supposed to go. Next one we have is quick ratio. What is it? Quick ratio. Now you will have a very easy formula here. So the word quick is there. Now ratio, that means numerator and denominator. So I'll write here quick. And here also I'll write quick. And we know that there are two items, that is, one is asset and another is liability. So according to here, that means A will come first, L is coming the last. So I'll write here assets and here I'll write liability. Whatever you have done, it is all correct. What is it? Quick asset divided by quick liability. But let me tell you here, this is a star mark here. This is a star mark. There is nothing called quick liability. So what do you mean by quick asset and quick liability? Let me just tell you. Now we have something called here assets. Now assets are of two. One is current assets, another is non-current asset, correct? That is a fixed asset kind of a thing. Now if we compare something like this, current assets here, we are going with only current assets. Now in this current asset, there is a portion which we call it as a quick asset. There is a portion called quick asset. What do you mean by quick asset? That means easily it can get converted to cash. That is called quick asset. Very fast, without any delay, whatever we get very fast, that is called quick asset. So what is current asset? Easily conversion of cash. Now here, very fast conversion of cash is called quick asset. But if we understand something, now we have liabilities. What type of liabilities? We have current liabilities and non-current liabilities. So we are talking only about current liabilities. We are going with which? Current liability. Liabilities. Now in this current liability, there are few liabilities which are quick liabilities. But let me tell you, whenever you are supposed to take money from somebody, take it very fast, quick. But when you are giving somebody the money, you are supposed to actually give little, take time and then delay. So that is what, again, but it is within 1 year, isn't it? Within 1 year. It is not the next day itself. It is within 1 year. So that is the reason we don't have something called quick liability. We have something called only current liability. So here the formula is what? It is not quick liability. It is what? Current liability. This is what? Current liability. So the formula here, what exactly the formula will be? This is not the formula here. The formula is quick ratio is equal to same quick asset quick asset divided by current liability. This is what the formula is. So try to understand the word quick. So here also quick. Here also we can go with quick, but what is the purpose here? Whenever we go with quick liability within a year, isn't it? So within a year means it is called not a quick liability, it is called current liability only. So this is what the formula is. Now let's go with the question paper problems. We have the first problem from the balance sheet of Fargana Company Limited as on 31st March 2018. Calculate current ratio and quick ratio from the balance sheet as on 31st March 2018. So this is what the 31st March 2018 is. We have here liabilities, rupees, assets, rupees. So what usually we people do is, we go with a formula, right? The formula is what for current assets, that is current ratio. Current ratio is equal to current asset divided by current liability. Correct. Quick ratio, QR, is equal to, now for that, QA divided by CL. So that means in liquidity ratio, we have only two. One is CR and QR. Both the denominator are CL, that is current liabilities. Now in the numerator here, we have current assets. Here we have quick assets. Now when we go with the assets here, please understand, buildings, yes, buildings is an asset. Stock is an asset, debtors is an asset, cash in hand is an asset, prepaid expenses is also asset. But we don't want assets, we want current assets for the calculation. Now understand, buildings, they are not current assets, they are fixed assets. So what is that we will do? We'll cancel this. What is that we are supposed to do? We'll cancel this. Now we have stocks. Now stocks is what? Now stock is a current asset. That means we have inventories. If we actually sell it, we will actually get the money. So it is current asset. So we will take this. Current asset. Now debtors, we will take this. Now cash in hand. Now cash is there. Current asset it is. We will go with it. Next is what? Prepaid expenses. Now prepaid expenses is also what? We have the current asset. So all these you calculate. Now let's go with the solution of the first one. Let me take a solution slide here. Now we have solution. The first one is what? We are supposed to calculate current ratio. Current ratio is equal to, that's a fraction, right? Let's go with it. What is the denominator? Current liability. Current liability. Current liabilities. Let's understand. The denominator for both the ratios are current liabilities. Now, because it is current, here what is it? Current asset. Current assets. This is how you are supposed to remember. This is all called the Abhilash tricks. Now, what are the current assets in our problem? Let's go with the problem now. We have liability. Let's not talk about the liability. We'll go with the formula itself. So, assets we'll calculate first. Now I told you building is what? It's a fixed asset, so we will not include here. So remaining is what? Stock, debtors, cash in hand, then prepaid expenses, all are what? Current. So I'll calculate here. 1,26,000 plus 90,000 plus 22,800 plus 7,200. So it is 2,46,000. So how much current assets I have? I have 2,46,000. So I'll write here 2,46,000 divided by. Okay. See, whenever you write this is equal to, don't write like this. I'll tell you here. Let's erase this. Whenever you go with the fraction is there, it should be like is equal to, and then the denominator and the numerator combination will come. Now, we have current liability. So, identify the current liabilities here. See, all equity share capital liability, that is a lifetime liability, it will be there. That is the way the business runs. You will have your share capital. Debentures, now debentures you are supposed to pay at the last, so it is not current. It is liability, but it is not current liability. So, equity is not a current liability here. Debenture is not a current liability. I should only take current liabilities. Now, profit and loss account, it is prepared in the last, so it is also what? It is not a current liability. Next is, so we have bank overdraft, creditors, provision for taxation. Now here, bank overdraft is how much? 60,000 we will take. Creditors is how much? 2,40,000 we will take. Last is taxation is how much? 6,000 we will take. Now we need to add each and everything now. That means 60,000 plus 2,40,000 plus 6,000 is equal to 3,06,000 is what we got it. So we'll write it here. Current liability is how much? 3,06,000 is equal to. Now divide it. Take your calci, 2,46,000 divided by 306, done, is equal to 0.80. How much is it? 0.80. Now whenever you go with ratios here, please understand 0.80 divided by 1, or you can also represent this as 0.80 ratios is that 1. So this is what your answer for current ratio, 0.80 is to 1. So this is how you will actually go with current ratio. Now let's calculate quick ratio. Let's go with this quick ratio. Now quick ratio. Now quick ratio is equal to what? Again, numerator denominator combination. Here we have what? Current liability. Current liability. Say if you have liabilities, if you have not watched the analysis of financial statement, you will not know that what is current asset, what is current liability, what is quick asset. You will not understand about this. Now current liability. Now what will be the numerator? Again, quick is that, so we'll go with what? Quick assets. Quick assets. Quick assets. This is K. Done. Now here we need to understand which are quick assets. Let's go with the question here. Now we have assets, isn't it? Now I'll just erase this for you people. Let me erase this. Now, erase all. Now what is that we are supposed to see? Liabilities we got to know. That is current liabilities. It is already calculated. That is here we have. This is what current liabilities is. 3,06,000. It is the same thing. So here what we will do is equal to 3,06,000. But what is quick asset? Understand. Now we have current assets we have. Now current assets minus, which are not quick assets. Now here see building, we have not taken this. So this is gone because it is not current assets. So if it is not current asset, definitely it will not come as a quick asset also. Now stocks is there. Understand stock. Stock is what? It is a current asset, but it is not a quick asset. So easily we cannot convert that into cash very fast. We can do it, but not very fast. Quick asset is whichever you can do very fast. Say example here, cash in hand. Very fast you have the money with you. So this is what quick asset. Same way, debtors. The person need to actually pay it to you, right? So again, the minute you go with, he'll give you the money. So here also this is a quick asset. Then here, prepaid expenses. Prepaid expenses. See, you have already paid the amount to a person. Now he'll not pay you back. He will give you his services. That is called prepaid expenses. So this is not there. This is not there. This is not the quick asset. It is a current asset, but not quick asset. Next here, stock. It is not a quick asset. It is a current asset. So this is also not there. That means what? We need to subtract stock and prepaid expenses. We are supposed to subtract what? Stock and prepaid expenses. Now here, understand. We have this. So what is quick asset here? Now quick asset is equal to current asset minus, now what are the things which we are subtracting? We are subtracting stock minus, again we are subtracting something called prepaid expenses. Prepaid expenses. So this is what we are supposed to do. Now what is the current asset here? Current asset we got here 2,46,000. So we'll go with is equal to 2,46,000 minus how much is our stock? Now stock is 1,26,000 and prepaid is how much? 7,200. So we'll go with here. That is how much it was? 1,26,000. 1,26,000. 1,26,000 minus 7,200. Now do this calculation very fast now. Now we have 2,46,000 minus 1,26,000 minus 7,200. Done. So we have 1,12,800. 1,12,800. So we have 1,12,800. So this is what we got as a quick ratio. That is, quick asset is how much? 1,12,800. So what will happen is equal to, now what exactly it is? 1,12,800 divided by 3,06,000 is equal to, so 0.368. So we'll round it up to 0.37. So it is 0.37 divided by 1. It can also be represented as what? That is 0.37. That is what? 0.37 is to 1. This is what our quick ratio will be. Hope you people are able to understand what is the current assets, what are quick assets, what are current liabilities. Let's go with the second question. The second question is like this: calculate current ratio and quick ratio from the following. See here, they have not given which is current asset, which is liability, which is asset. Nothing they have given. They have given only this. Now this is how you will remember. Now let me tell you this. Please concentrate on this. Now stock is there. Now stock is ours, right? So that is assets. So we'll write here what? Asset. Debtors, the person will give it. Again, it is ours. Asset. Bills receivable, whatever I receive, that is my asset. So again, asset. Advance tax, again asset. Cash, I already have the cash, again asset. Now creditors, I need to pay, so it is what? Liability. What is it? Liability. Bills payable, now see, bills receivable is asset, bills payable is what? Liability. Done. Next, bank overdraft. Bank is giving me an overdraft. That means I need to pay them back, isn't it? So again, it is liability. So we got assets, we got liability. Now here, nowhere we have fixed asset. All these are what? Current assets. So what is the calculation here? Let's go with the calculation. What is that we are supposed to calculate? Calculate current ratio, quick ratio. Very fast you are supposed to do it. What is the formula of current ratio? A. Let's go with current ratio is equal to current asset divided by current liability is equal to current asset. Let's go with this. All these 1, 2, 3, 4 and then we have 5. All these 5 is all current assets. So just calculate here. Now 25 plus 20 is 45. 45 plus 5 is 50. 50 plus 2 is 52. 52 plus 15 is 67. Right? So you have how much? 52 plus 15. That is here 7 and then it is 6. That is 67,000 is what we got assets. So we'll write here 67,000 divided by. Now which are the liabilities here? Now we have liabilities, that is 30,000, 20,000, 2,000. 30 plus 20 is 50. 50 plus 2 is 52,000. So we'll go with here 52,000. Now is equal to, just go for the calculation here. We have 67,000 divided by 52,000 is equal to 1.28. So I'll make it 1.29. So it is 1.29 divided by 1 is equal to 1.29 is to 1. This is my current ratio. Current ratio. Done. Next, I'll go with quick ratio. What is the quick ratio here? Quick ratio. You are supposed to do very fast now. Is equal to quick ratio in the sense the minute here current liability, here quick assets. Now we need to identify which are the quick assets here. Now which are the quick assets here? Let me erase everything for you right now. Let's erase this. So here what we are supposed to do is we need to identify which are the quick assets. Which are the quick assets. Now understand. All these are the assets, isn't it? Stock, debtors, bill receivable, advance tax, cash, everything is asset. But we need to identify which are the quick assets. Now, stock is not a quick asset. Stock is not a quick asset. It's a current asset, but not a quick asset. See, stocks in the sense I'll have stocks, all the stocks there, but easily can I convert it? No, definitely not. Like I can convert as a current asset, but I cannot go with quick asset. Next is debtors. Yes, I can actually make debtors definitely pay me very fast. Now bills receivable is also what? Very fast we can get it. Advance taxes, no, we cannot go and we cannot make the advance taxes as our quick asset. It is current asset but not quick asset. Cash immediately I have, so done. So that means what? We need to subtract what? 25,000, and here we have 2,000 from current asset. So quick asset is what? Let's go with this. Now quick asset is all about what? Now here I'll tell you quick assets is equal to what? Current asset minus those two items. Now what is the current asset here? Let's go with this. Current asset is equal to, how much is the current asset? We had something called 67,000. So 67,000 minus, now we need to subtract what? Stocks. So here stocks and advance tax we are supposed to subtract, that is 25 and 2,000. See, leaving this, what all, if you add also, it is called quick asset. Say example here 20,000 plus 5,000, 20,000 plus 5,000 is 25,000, 25,000 plus 15,000, so it is 40,000. So this is what the quick asset is. So we'll write here 40,000. So here this working note will take is equal to 40,000 divided by, what is my current liability here? Current liability is what? 52,000. They have only given, so here 52. We have calculated that 52,000. So how we are supposed to do here is 67,000 minus, I'll show here also. We'll go with stock. We need to take it from quick assets. We need to take advance tax also from quick assets. That means here we have stock is how much? 25, and here it is 2. So we'll go with 25,000 minus 2,000. So here what happens? 40,000. So this is my quick asset is how much? 40,000. Like this also you can calculate easily. Like this also you can calculate. So we have how much? 40,000 divided by 52,000. Now calculate this. 40,000 divided by 52, done. So we have 0.769, so I'll round it up to 0.77. So 0.77. So here it is equal to 0.77 divided by 1 is equal to 0.77 is to 1. This is what my quick ratios, So hope you people are getting the concept here, what exactly we did. Current assets we got to know. From current assets, we are supposed to remove those assets which are not quick assets. So that is what we will get, quick assets. Now what is that we have removed? Stocks and advance taxes we have removed, and we got the quick asset as 40,000. So according to our formula, quick ratio is equal to quick asset divided by current liabilities. Current liabilities we have already found out. What is my quick asset here? 40,000 divided by 52,000. So I went with it. So 0.77 is to 1 is my quick ratio. Any doubt regarding this session, please do call us. We are always there to help you. Thank you so much. I'll see you when I see you.